From a polling station in Calgary. So, Mark, I see it looks like a bit of a lineup happening out there, at least some more action there. Talk to us about what you're seeing in Calgary. What are voters looking for in this federal government?
Absolutely. It's been very busy so far, just people coming in and out of this polling station here where we are in Calgary Centre. A lot of people that we've spoke to so far asking for three main things: pipelines, job creation, and more unification. A lot of the Albertans we're talking to feel like they've been straight up ignored. A lot of people asking for this province to be not punished as much as it has been in the past here, saying that equalization payments to Quebec have been far too much, and things like the carbon tax have really punished this oil and gas energy industry here. Now, they want our resources to market, and they want it done fast. They want the bills like C-69, the so-called No Pipelines Law, and Bill C-48, the so-called No Tankers Law, to be repealed. And those are really hurting this energy, according to groups like Canada Action, that nonpartisan pro-pipeline group, saying that we're losing out on upwards of $80 million a day because we can't get our resources to water, to Tidewater. So certainly a lot of people asking for change. That's what we've heard this morning.
Yeah, and we've also been talking about, as we have been over the past few weeks, how tight this race is. You're in Calgary Centre. It's expected to be a very tight race there as well.
Absolutely. A lot of the pollsters saying that we could potentially see a conservative sweep of this entire province. This riding, though, Calgary Centre, is certainly going to be a very close race. We have Liberal candidate Kent Hare, who currently holds this seat. He won last time around by just over 700 votes. So certainly this race going to be very, very close. Now, Kent Hare, you might remember, was a former Minister of Veteran Affairs, a former Minister of Sport and Disability. He was forced to step down from that position amid workplace harassment issues. And this time around, he's committing to continuing to fight in this riding for affordable housing, flood mitigation, the Green Line LRT project. He's up against, though, a very tough opponent, Greg McLean. Greg McLean is a former portfolio investment manager, a former cabinet advisor to the Mulroney government. He's no slouch either. So this is really an important race, and certainly every vote counts. We've seen the polls neck and neck with the Liberals and Conservatives. So this riding in particular will be a very definitive one.
It's certainly going to make a very interesting night for you, Mark, as you cover this for all of us here tonight. But before I let you go, we know over the weekend, of course, the leaders, hitting those key areas. Justin Trudeau making a last-minute campaign stop in Calgary over the weekend as part of his campaign. Do you think it had any kind of an impact?
It's interesting. Justin Trudeau, he had a very late night speech. It seemed like he went in and went out. He spoke for about 10 minutes at the Magnolia Banquet Hall in Northeast Calgary. That is the Calgary Skyview riding where Nirmala Naidu, a former broadcaster here in Calgary, is running for the Liberals. What's interesting here, though, is a lot of people saying that Kent Hare, the candidate here in Calgary Centre, got a little bit snubbed by Trudeau. Kent Hare was not at that riding, and they feel that perhaps Trudeau is distancing himself from that candidate. Now, about 1,500 people did show up to that rally, a strong showing of support, certainly more than Andrew Scheer when he visited last month. But ultimately, there was a very strong conservative protest outside. A lot of pro-conservative people that were accusing Trudeau of treason, of turning his back on the oil and gas industry. So certainly a lot of anti-Trudeau sentiment here. I don't know if it makes a huge impact, his last-minute visit, but a lot of the candidates here that are running for election, we talk about Andrew Scheer, Justin Trudeau, Elizabeth May, all only making one stop in Calgary, and Jagmeet Singh, the NDP leader, not making a stop here at all. So it has been a very, very interesting campaign.
Absolutely. And as we see people behind you there lining up and getting ready to vote, interesting to see where their thoughts are and where their choices are going to be as this all unfolds once the polls close tonight.